Finding your purpose in the purpose. Hey, it's Lindy Winterstrom, and I am here to help you to find your purpose. It's all about purpose. It's all about lots of good stuff. It's all about just life in general and living through life, flowing through life with you at the helm, with you understanding that your purpose is your mission, the overarching reason why you're here. And that mission gives you meaning in your life. Like, why are you here? What is it that you're doing? So every day I read a passage from Dr. Shad Helmstetter's book, 365 Days of Positive Self-Talk for Finding Your Purpose, as a tool to guide you. And I'm constantly advising, encouraging you to go into the description and to download Dr. Shad's app, which is is a self-talk app, which we talk about neuroplasticity, and that is your brain is constantly rewiring itself. That means it is constantly creating new programs, new neuro pathways, neurocircuitry combining to create programs. And those programs can be up to you unless you don't understand, and then that will be up to the world to decide what it wants to program into your brain. So when you're watching television, you are creating programs. When you see a pizza commercial come on, or a pharmaceutical drug that could work for you, you feel could work for you, and you see it over and over and over, they know how the game is played. Advertisers really understand neuroplasticity, and they would love to program your brain, and they have done so successfully for many, many years. So the really cool thing is, once you get it, then you're no longer victim to it, because then you know, and you decide, am I going to turn on the television? Am I going to watch these commercials? Am I going to use the self-talk app that I just told you about? I'm going to get 30 days free and start listening to that all the time, and choose the programs, meaning the programs of, rather than lack, that you need something in order to help you with something, to save you, to do something outside of yourself, that these are programs that you choose of high self-esteem, of loving fully, of having a quality life, of creating relationships that are empowered and beautiful, and where you are in control, you are taking responsibility for your life, creating the financial strength that you would like to have in your life. All of these things are programs that you get from Dr. Shad's, from his app that he created, the self-talk for this app. So, and it's self-talk just like what I'm going to read you the passage today, only it's very, very specific to always having self-esteem, because our self-esteem and how we estimate ourselves, that's a really important part of our success or failure. I'm air quoting with this book, but failure in life. Spiritually, there is no failure. It's just the human experience, not good or bad, wrong or right. It just is the experience. Yet, how would you like to feel about your life? How would you like to see it? Would you like to have success in every single area of your life? Because you can. You absolutely can. That's what I help you with in my life coaching. And I won't coach anyone who is not taking who is not listening to that self-talk, because that self-talk is reprogramming your brain. It's rewiring your brain with programs of can do, I got this, and I'm showing you with every single video that I share, since my hubby has been in the ICU, or has been going through what he's going through. I show you, if I can do it, you can do it too. And that self-talk is huge in my success in flowing through all of this. It really is. So I encourage you, if you are going through a time that you feel is very challenging for you, time of change, you can excel during that time. You can transform in a very amazing way. So let's get to the passage. This passage is for August 4th, day 217, 149 days left in the year, 59.29% complete with 2024. We're rolling through the year. I say that all the time. It's just like, wow. I started back in November of 23. That sounds so funny to say that. Started in November of 23, and now we're already moving, down through the year. Ben, Feather, come on, up. Ben, I got Feather with me. I'm here at it's called the Big Texan RV Park, Ben. Oops, uno, dos, tres. This is Feather's house. There went my book. I'll show you a little bit. I'll show you just this little cabin area. There's see the Big Texan Wagons bathhouse. Let's see the wagons. Those are bedrooms. And there's another one over there. This whole little thing. It's just so cute. All the little cabins. It's so nice. There's one behind me. It's tree. I meditate here when I get a chance. It's really hot. I love it. I love it all. It's been really wonderful here. So, okay, now that I gave you that, let's read the passage for today. If I can find the book. I found the book, but I had to pick it up. Okay, so the passage is, oh, now paper is flying. Feathers are flying. Flying feather. Okay. I'm not sure why I have a napkin here. It's probably I used it as a placeholder for another book. So you acquire lots of things when you are in a hospital, I tell you that. I'm doing my very best not to be acquiring things. I don't want all these extra bandages and all. It's like, no thank you. I'm good. Okay. Okay, they want to give you all kinds of stuff there. Okay, so searching for my purpose in life. Boy, it's windy. I didn't know the Amarillo was windy. It's breezy. It almost feels like the humidity is so high, I don't know what it is, but it feels like you're at the ocean. And it's also high at the same time. Hot. So it's an interesting, I love when I walk out of the hospital because it just feels like the breezes, they're kind of strong enough to blow books and papers and stuff. But it feels like you're at the ocean. There is no ocean, obviously, but in Amarillo, Texas, sure is nice. Okay, back to your passage. Searching for my purpose in life is a purpose in itself. In my search, I learn more about who I am, what's important to me, and what I would most like to do with the gifts my life has given me. And when you set goals around that, like you set a goal to find your purpose, you are practicing, I call that a spiritual practice. And why do I call it a spiritual practice? It's because you are bringing in from the unknown. You are connecting with infinite source, infinite intelligence, all-knowing intelligence, God, universe, source, whatever you want to call that higher power. You are connecting with that, and you are creating something tangible, maybe, that you can touch, or something that you are creating that you can work with. And I've used, for example, a business. You can build a business that is bringing in the financial resources that you want. You can create something tangible, like an actual artwork or something that you bake or cook, or you can create a course excuse me, to help somebody, or you can write a book. But you're bringing, it's a thought, it's literally just a thought, and then you're bringing in, you're like from all this energy that is out there that is much more than what you see, like this chair or me or Feather but anything. It's so much more than that, than all of that, because all of these things, like the chair, these cabins, all of it was an idea from somebody, and then they had a goal and they probably wrote it out. Hopefully they wrote out their objectives. They wrote out their everything that was everything that they needed, like to in order to accomplish the goal. And they paid attention to it, and they wrote out the obstacles, like what was going to stop them, because this is really important, like to actually write the goal, date the goal, write out the obstacles, like what is stopping you, what is, and if you think it's nothing, well, what is wanted, what is needed, you know, what would it take to go around it or underneath it or over it, what would it take? And you write those objectives out so that they're right in front of you, and it's not a negative thing, it's a very positive thing. And it's because this way you can see it and you can neutralize those. It's like, oh, all I have to do is take one step and do this, and you do that, and then you take the next step. So, and then you have, and those steps are your action steps. That's the next part. You write out your action steps to overcome those obstacles. So so you literally are like the cabins here. They have been, somebody had an idea. I want to build a cabin for the chair. I want to build a chair. I'm showing you a chair that I'm sitting in. These chairs, very cool little chairs. See? I want to build that. Okay. So, what's the obstacles? What's stopping you from doing it? Obviously, nothing stops somebody. But maybe they had an obstacle and they didn't get to it right away. It's like, oh my gosh, even starting it seems overwhelming. Well, what's the first thing you need to do? You need to draw a plan. I don't know how you do a chair, but you take all the obstacles and then you take your action steps to overcome those obstacles. And then you're bringing from the invisible, because it's a thought, that's the connection with the divine, that's coming from within, that's the connection, and you're creating something. So you are literally, that is a spiritual practice when you are setting goals, this goal setting. And searching for your purpose in life is a purpose in itself. Like it is the purpose to find out what it is that you really want in life. Like this is, in my search, I learn more about who I am, because you do learn about who you are when you're searching. What's important to you, because you're going to see the things that have value in your life, like what really is important to you, what isn't, what is no longer important to you. Like it might be somebody has told you that you are to be, I used this example the other day, like a parent that wants their child to be a doctor. And that child really doesn't want to do that, but they do it because their parents have, that's all they ever set for them, that's what they wanted. They're paying for it, they're doing, you know, and they pushed and they have expectations, and the kid doesn't want to disappoint his parents or her parents. So, you know, in that, you start finding out what you like, what you want, what you don't want, in searching about who you are. Like as this person is going through school and they're more and more resistant, they just don't want to do that. It's not who they are. There are many, you see many doctors. I've been seeing many doctors every single day. My preference is no offense, doctors, but doctors are just people. They're people. Some of them think they know a lot more than you do, than your own body and other stuff. They know the physical. They don't know the spiritual. They don't know the emotional. They know pieces and parts, sadly. So many of them, I'm not saying all of them, they have their specialty, and that's all, you know, that it's not, they understand the anatomy, and so I'm kind of going a little sidetracking here just because of my own experiences and seeing what I want in life and what I don't want, and so, you know, but back to, and that was just a little a thought on how our society looks at doctors, and how many see themselves as all-knowing, and I look at some of these doctors, and if you read faces, if you've ever understood traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, if you've ever learned about reading faces, and you know, and like creases in ears, and heart attacks, heart issues, strokes, just all kinds of stuff. And I look at them and I'm thinking, you know, we're all just people, and we all, I really went on a side note here, so I'm just going to wrap this up of saying this part of it is that understand who and what you really are. And when we're talking about learning, like what's important to you. So this example that I've used is, the parents wanting their child to become a doctor, and the child really doesn't want to, or maybe the child does. But all of this is on that journey, especially if it's something that they don't want to do. They're really seeing there's a lot of resistance to it, and so it's a really interesting. You get caught into this place where you kind of get lost in it. And so when you understand, this is what I talk about, the boat, that you're driving the boat, and it has it has a rudder, and you know exactly, not exactly where you're going, but you know the direction, and you're going whoop, like you're going in that direction. You're not being pushed and pulled by the wake, the waves. You're not this little kayak with all the boats going in their wake, and it's just like, and you're going all over, being pushed and pulled, and or you don't have a paddle, and so wherever the water is taking you, you're drifting because you have no control. So many people go through that, like that in life, and it's really interesting when you're trying to live up to expectations of others, and you don't have that purpose, you don't have that understanding. And this is why this one is so. This one, and then and the next for August 5th, which today is actually August 5th, because this is for the passage for August 4th. It's also very importante that you get you don't have to do anything, but when you get intentional about your purpose, when you get intentional about purpose, and you driving your own boat, you start having different experiences in life. You are creating. When I say you create your own reality, I literally mean you are creating your own reality. You are setting goals for the things that you want, and it doesn't always come out exactly the way you want it. A lot of times it's even better, especially if you just decide that it's going to happen, and you keep moving yourself forward, and then you allow spirit or the divine to your higher self to let it unfold the way it's going to. Yet we're on planet action. We're on planet Earth, and it is a planet of taking action. So you need to take action and keep yourself moving forward. But you start seeing that you are creating something that was never there in the first place, and it's unique to you and for you, and the way you see things is very unique. So when someone has expectations of you to be something, say the doctor, I use that example, or to any of the expectations of you, or you have expectations of yourself based on your own self-talk. And this is why I say to get that app and change those programs to ones that you actually want, to create a quality life, to create the financial strength that you want, to create the relationships you want in your life. Like all of these things to create that self-esteem, to build that self-esteem. You're the one driving the boat. You really are. And you are steering it towards your purpose. This is why finding your purpose, it's very fundamental to happiness. It's very fundamental to having good health. If you're happy, you're going to have good health. If you're happy, I'm not saying overall, I mean overall is what I am saying. I'm not saying that it creates, if you feel good, you're happy, you're satisfied. If you feel good, when you feel bad, it's because you're in lack, right? You're not in abundance. When you feel good, you're in abundance. You have good health. You're happy. You are content with life. You're moving through. You're doing things that you want. When you are unhappy, that is very that takes a toll, and this is why I say it's fundamental to find your purpose, because you start seeing what's really important to you. And this is why for August 4th, this passage is so important, and so many of them are, because they are very detailed and specific about understanding about the reason and the intention of finding your purpose. And it's actually, even so many of these tell you the how. It's a guide, you know, of finding your purpose. So I'll just read it, and it's really, again, what's important to you and what you would most like to do with the gifts that your life has given you. And this is when you really grow and you understand. So I've kind of gone a lot, the kind of around here and there about, you know, I mentioned, you know, the example of the expectations of a parent for their child to do something, and how important purpose is, and that purpose is really, you can look at it as your mission in this lifetime. What is it that you want to do? And I kind of sidetracked on, you know, my experience with so many doctors who feel that they know everything, or they have the answers, and shut you down when you have, you know, some input, because they already know everything. They already know what's going to happen. And so and how, and I wouldn't say how to manage that. I guess what I would say to that is understanding who and what you really are, and being, you know, and understanding that every single one of us is a human being having a human experience, and you're just as powerful as any other person. And I'm not talking just about doctors. I'm talking about somebody that you might look up to right now and think they got it all, a celebrity or a neighbor or something. And, you know, no one has it all on planet Earth unless they know they have it all and they know that it comes from within. There's nothing outside of them that's going to save them or do anything. It's a knowing. It's the other part that I talked about, is that inner knowing, that intelligence, the Father that dwelleth within, all of that stuff. It's so powerful. The Spirit that flows through you. And I say the Father that dwelleth within, you know, as a just from the Bible teachings, and but literally that's just the knowing. That's the Spirit that dwelleth within. And so I'm going to read this again so you get the power behind this. Searching, and I'm going to spin it around though. You know how I love to do this. We're going to turn it around and put it in the second person, so you can consider that your higher self talking to you. Searching for your purpose in life is a purpose in itself. In your search, you learn more about who you are, what's important to you, and what you would most like to do with the gifts your life has given you. Isn't that beautiful when you think about all the things I've just kind of walked through, and then you put it together in this beautiful little passage, and you understand the power that you hold when your intention is to really understand what your unique purpose is, what your unique mission in life is this time. Not that you don't have many purposes, you do. As it says, searching for my purpose in life is a purpose in itself. It's a purpose. And when you set a goal to say that you are going to find your purpose, that is a spiritual practice. So you're really bringing in some very divine, powerful, interwoven miracles that you are creating, you're weaving, putting together. Are they really miracles? Or are you creating it? Are you creating your own reality? We also mentioned that a little bit today. So just wanted to share that with you today on August 4th. And I will be back with August 5th talking about having patience. That's for August 5th. And we'll come right back for that. I love you very, very much. I believe in you. You can do this. And I will also have an update on my hubby for August 5th. You can find your purpose. You can move into your purpose. You can activate your purpose if you haven't yet. Or you want to get more skills around that so you can actually start moving into your purpose. I love you so very, very much. And I believe in you. You can do this. As always, shining my light to brighten yours. See you in just a bit on the next video. Ciao.